Time for Ball and Berry.
Time for Ball and Berry. Brother.
He doesn't use guns. Berry uses axes. He plays Grover.
Yeah, well, I'm friends with Ball and Berry.
Are those his guns? Just carry those around for him?
Then you back off. No, you didn't get in a bar fight. Somebody looks at you the wrong way.
Okay.
They break a bottle, you know, root beer. And they say,
root beer?
"What do you want, pal?" I say, "Hey, watch out.
I'm friends with Ball.
I'm friends with Ball and Berry." And then they say, "Whoa, whoa,
All right,
whoa,
man,
whoa.
take it easy. Okay.
Hey, you didn't know who that was?
Okay.
What are you doing, man? He's friends with... About to get through time and space right now. Back
BP.
it up." "Sorry, it's my little cousin. He doesn't know what he's doing." "Get in the back room. Anything you need, Mr. Rain Day. Anything you need. And let us know, actually, send Barry our regards."
Send Berry my best.
Here, you know, take this. Hey, can I get a bottle of Cristal?
How's the wife?
Now's the wife. Send Barry our regards and tell him we got the guap.
Beautiful.
But don't tell where the guap's at.
Beautiful.
Because he's been looking for it for a while.
I don't know why I want WarmUP to be just Wu-Tang instead.
Warm up clan ain't nothing to mess with. Warm up clan ain't nothing to mess with. All right. Well, this is the last game, last set of the day for all of you joining us. And these sets are more for, again, the players, for funsies, to check things out.
This is it for console.
This is it for console. I mean, this is a momentous time. It's been a fantastic year. The only other games coming up are at HRX. So make some noise. Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Console League.
Yeah. All right.
Ball and Berry.
Well, let's get this show on the road, huh?
Berry.
Hot crowd tonight. Hot crowd. Jim.
How you doing?
Right. Okay, later. Sure. Fernando Strick's taking Tyra here as well. Nice. Have we seen Tyra? Very much today?
Once earlier, Cool Matt played it on
really?
Stone Keep. He took Burn Monster and never hit anything with Firebomb.
Oh, really? Mm-hmm. It was zonage.
There's something about
Zoning.
Firebomb to me that's like, it doesn't spread fast enough, it's not applying fast enough, it's not taking fast enough. That fire is not, it's the first rule of video games, and it feels like you can just ignore it. You know what I mean?
I do. I do know exactly what you mean. Who do you think will win this game?
What team is Ball and Berry on?
I'm
trolling.
Game
Over's winning this.
Game Over, Scott. I mean, you know, you look at BB. They're on the GG with the Grover.
He's bringing a Grove Street party.
Game Grover, dude.
That's what it is. Ball and Berry versus the Wu. I don't want to trigger that one guy on Twitter
Who's like, dude, why are you talking about Ball and Berry? There's 5 guys on that team. Give them all respect. I want to know their addresses. I want to know when they're getting married. I want to know what college degree they have or high school that they go to.
They have an associate's degree in supporting Ball and Berry in whatever endeavors.
That's your response? That'd be a great Twitter response to somebody who said that. Oh, he's not going ferocity. Ball and Berry, trying to give people a little bit more of the shine here. I wonder what it's like to play with Ball and Berry.
Yeah, I don't know. Despite all his attention and all the spotlight we've given him, he's really remained cool about it.
He's really remained super simple. I don't think I've...
Just DMs me, I'm the guy on the left. Like, that's all he has to say.
Absolutely love it here. And you gotta get the Grover visual for sure. Axe is yet to find a home. This is what we call tactical zoning. And TKO from Ghost feels real good about that tactical zoning. I mean, the Mythos sometimes doesn't show up in form. Berry and the rest of the squad, a game over, forced to run away. TKO Ghost starting it off real nice here for WarmUP, and they seem warmed up.
Now on the objective. Nara will be coming back here fairly shortly. Nowhere near their ultimates. WarmUP is just dominating the damage charts as well. No one over 50%. The only one close is, of course, Ball and Berry. But you're looking at Drogos here at 80% on his Dragon Punch now. That is one easy way to deal with a front line. Once he gets that last 10% locked in. 96% on the objective overall, though. Losing Fernando is not a great way to keep that one rolling. Slow and steady was what was winning for WarmUP.
Right.
But now they're struggling a little bit. What a fire spit, though.
I think Tyra needs to take top right here near the lava staircase. I don't like this spot for her. I think if she does another point fight.
Look at this.
I've never seen that
What
spot.
was that?
I don't know what that was.
Huh.
What spot was that? Was that the ghost of the TKO's like responsible for? I don't know how he got lifted. But
way to guap. My man's is lifted.
My man's is lifted here. Business.
Maybe that was like a spectator hitch, and he really just kind of jumped over that for a second, and it looked like he hitched up there.
But he was firing those bullets, which felt like they were hitting for a second longer than he would have jumped up and been able to do that. That was my only thought.
There's not a lot of those spots that you just don't know about. Not a lot of cheeky stuff you can do.
For the amount of times we see spots, there's more than you would think there are, you know? Because, I mean, for me to see any new spot at this point, that's more than I thought.
Yeah, I guess. There's,
business.
you know, like the cheekiest thing is honestly like that Bright Marsh shortcut around the swamp that like Andro and Eevee can do. That's like the only sort of like secret passagey thing.
Yes. That is a very secret passage. I like that, though.
I do, too.
I like that that's intentionally a secret passage. Very, very fun. Warm-up here. Looking pretty good. Business, 21-10. Absolutely firing off. Popping off on the Strix. Ball and Berry, for once, cowering in fear.
He's just backing up so that his axes can scale harder.
Can scale harder. It's a tactical reposition after getting popped for 1,200.
The further away he is, the more dangerous he is.
To out-trade.
So it goes against the psychology. So you could say that Barry is, you know, just attacking their mentality.
And you know what also?
And their psychology.
He knows that he can heal himself up. So why, like, take a full health fight when you can take 1,000 damage, then heal up 1,000 damage, and basically get 3,000 damage health to take this fight on?
Just another optimal play from Barry.
Optimal. And TKO, you could tell. I mean, there's a definite like kind of, I guess, prestige kind of wafting in the air.
15 seconds.
Efflorescence.
An efflorescence, so to speak. Because like at TKO goes, he's shooting a lot of people. The second that Barry pokes his little Grobot head out, he's got a you know a shot heading towards him.
Produce Bell at the ball.
Also, what's the name of Leon's weapon again? Do you remember the name of it?
Heirloom rifle?
The heirloom. Dang it. How could I not? How could I have forgotten that? With all the Realm Royale I played. My goodness gracious. Great stuff here. Overtime, taking away. I don't think it's going to be enough.
Were you going somewhere with heirloom rifle?
I wasn't. I was just really
you just
trying.
need it for the vault of knowledge?
I need it for the. Just need to remember it for the vault of knowledge. You know, sometimes you have a play-by-play, and you want to say Leon does something with X. 2 shots of the heirloom rifle, you know? Just want to get it back.
Yeah. The Nature Chest Drogos launcher.
Yeah, I was going to say
that is a
about
weapon
that.
name I don't know exactly off the
It's
top
called
of
the
my head.
heirloom tomato rifle. Rifle launcher. Call it a rifle launcher, Nick.
You know, I'm a bit of a fashionista when it comes to my skins.
How's this working
If
for
I
ya?
see anyone using anything from the Nature Chest,
You know what?
you'll be never
the
allowed in this
Androxys
house again.
nature weapon is actually pretty cool.
Is that the one that's like yellowy? Yeah, that one's okay.
And I will tell you, though, the one that's cool isn't...
It's very like Chuck E. Cheese Hot Wheels car, though.
yeah, it is Chuck E. Cheese Hot Wheels car. It is. It is.
And that's going to be the double time and space.
There it is, Geppetto. I always bring up Pinocchio when I hear that name. That is a name
I was
that
going to
you
say
may want.
something like pulling the strings of this team fight.
Oh, okay, yeah. I mean,
solid.
same thing. Geppetto is not its own name anymore, at least in modern culture, I would imagine. Once Pinocchio happened, I mean, Geppetto is forever. You might as well be named Pinocchio.
May as well. You know, there are certain names that are like, this name is in its prime when this person is like 60 years old. Like Eunice.
Eunice.
Yeah?
Absolutely.
You know, like you were born to be a grandmother.
Well, Marjorie. I mean, how many Marjories do you know now?
Outside of Tyrell, none.
Yeah. I mean, that's basically a name that was some kids got a long time ago, and they're all grandparents. or a similar, you know, age. It is interesting to see all these things, and Eunice probably takes the cake for the ones, even more than Marjorie, in my opinion. Warm up here, 87%.
What's like a guy name though?
Take it
has that effect.
I think. Let me see.
The payload. Stop the payload.
Well,
you know what I mean? It's like I got a couple of girl names that are like those are like old lady names.
You gotta just
Maybe like a Richard.
Put on your old time voice here. Archie.
Is Archie short? Archie is short for Archibald, which is kind of an
But
old
Archibald,
man name.
dude.
Yeah, that's Archibald is a pretty like old man name.
I mean, me and my boy Archibald went to the club last night. I don't think that's ever been said in the last 20 years. Unless you got a real cool grandpa.
Abraham.
Abe. I grew up with an Abe. I don't know a lot of Abes now. No, Abe Groening. That's Matt Groening's son.
I don't know who that is.
Futurama, Simpsons created those shows.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Abe was that was the only Abe I grew up with, really.
Is he honest?
I don't remember.
Relatively.
Yeah, relatively. I wouldn't say he's dishonest. He was a very cool cat, man. Relatively quietish on that side. Fun sense of humor, of course, but got a lot going on in that family. You know, when your dad makes The Simpsons and all that stuff, you know, you're gonna have a lot going on.
Well, 2-1 here on Splitstone. As we refocus here on the gang. Still running into issues on this corner, though. It's kind of been the same story this round. Warm up. Hit a major roadblock and haven't moved much.
First pick Splitstone. You gotta wonder what's going on in the heads of these, the competitors here.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of either, you know, I mean, this map is notoriously kind of a long one, and I mean, they know where they're at. They know they're in this position.
You know what you did.
You know what you did, boys.
Ooh, try to go for the trade out from the seismic crash. Just
30 seconds remaining.
a booty hair off
Nice
of actually getting that kill. Fire spit not enough to connect either. Now, IQZ getting pushed down, and the Noose Titans on the lad.
What he's had a great amount of time to play with a wonderful thing, which is a Luminary Drogas. That is a fun thing. Luminary Bomb King. You get any of blasters with Luminary, man, that's just such a great time.
Especially BK, because he gets right over that 1,000 damage mark.
1,035.
These 2K HP champions start sweating a little bit. Getting two tapped is a lot, you know, because you're taking that first one, you're not even noticing it's coming, and then it's just one more auto, and you done, son.
I mean, bro, I love it. I'm through time and space. I'm through time and spacing 2 seconds earlier. I'm like, 100%. This is where my ult is going.
Well, your spidey senses might be a little bit better.
No, I'm just saying, like, he kind of like made the competitive call of like, yo, they're here. I'm gonna do time and space. You guys ready? Ready? All right, going. I'm just like, you hear it. Did you just? Yeah. Go.
4,
Well, if you frag out, I mean, if you drop the dub, what can anyone say? How dare you?
Let's take a look at this customization, though, Nick. Look at the Genos, the Nightmare mount, okay? The normal skin.
The lobster hat.
Now the
though.
lobster hat. How
Honestly,
do you feel about
I almost
that?
brought it up because I was like, it threw me off. I was like, what the hell? What is this orange-haired Genos? And then I was like, oh, that's not like lobster hat.
Well,
thing.
it's an octopus, gotta be, because the lobster, way too many legs for the lobster going on.
A lobsterpuss.
Possibly.
I didn't make that up.
You didn't.
Is he lining it up? Does he smell it again?
See
Geppetto.
that? What are you doing? Where's Vivian going, right? I mean, you got her.
He's got a turret to miss, all right?
He's looking for, oh my God. Oh my God. There's so many.
He doesn't know that, though. We have all the information.
No, they're getting damaged. I'm saying Geppetto. Get wrecked. Double kill for him. Oh, baby. Oh, baby.
You know, Geppetto, he's an old man. He's got the wisdom to say, you know, hope is that much sweeter when you take it from them.
When you take it from them. You must give it to them first before you take it. Beautiful stuff there. And for once, somebody's hitting hotter ults than Ball and Barry. Good job, Geppetto.
Barry.
It's a hard task, but at the end of the season, someone has done it. A man of legend. 57%. Counting now for game over. Nobody's been able to push. Capture, though, been very contested. And Business 2110, can he pop off here? Sport's been doing so much for this squad. And yeah, he's got a one-shot there. Talon Rifle ready to get pulled out again. Another headshot. 565 on the Destro Knight, who's got the Earthen Guard, and so they're going to have to step on this point and start contesting. Only damage dealers alive, and that wall helps save TKO Ghost because none of the other backline damage dealers can actually fire onto Leon, and TKO Ghost finds one kill, finds a double kill, so that was actually not very effective. Might have saved the Stagala, but it eventually got her kill.
Beautiful stuff there. Fire spit pressure and the constant snipes. That was just so much damage coming out the entire time. Great staying power.
Wow.
From game over all around, but the damage just was not there to back it up. Triple DPS paying off slowly but surely. I want to see the damage charts, though. I mean, IQZ as well as Strix, they were just ripping targets that entire fight.
Vivian trying to make her move. Patient. Bomberry going through the hole in the wall there. Somebody needs to call the Splitstone contractors. Just get that patched up because that is, you know, a little consistent. I mean, can't have a lot of dangerous materials here. You can't be having holes and axes flying through them. There's got to be some violation of some safety code somewhere.
Tyra doesn't feel like it's really paying off here.
Oh, no, no. Galaxy's been real quiet.
He's only at like 35,000 damage, so, I mean, 60,000 behind the top in this game. What was that? That was special.
Gotta move, man.
Certainly.
Gotta move, Nick.
Vivian and Tyra, though, what are they? I mean, what are the synergies they have with the rest of this comp? And Ara, Barrack, Grover, they're kind of just wanting to sit there, and I think Vivian and Tyra hope that people come to them. That has not been the case. WarmUP is just using every little bit of this map to not come into the wheelhouse.
Also, you know, I do want to give credit for Galaxy on this pick, is that that's the value of the Tyra, because she's got that mark. They're able to shut down this Drogoz pretty easily. And it is really forcing these triple DPS matchups to feel even less tanky than they normally would. 25% bonus damage. Ton of effectiveness, and it's helping even champions like Ball and Barry, who have that damage component, you know, feel meaningful here. However, the Death and Taxes Leon, and the way that we've seen her piloted, it's just been really, really nice to see from TKO Ghost. He dies thanks to Peacekeeper's response and the damage, and you know, Ball and Barry content to hold left click, stay around his teammates.
He dies. I die. I miss Bomb King.
Yeah, I mean, I'm at my limit here.
I'm ready for him to come back.
I'm at my limit. There are times, you know, Bomb King can be a love-hate relationship. There are times where I'm happy Bomb King is gone. But, not at the height of competition, you know?
No, maybe in my casual games.
Yeah. But see, that's the thing. Whenever somebody starts, like, playing a little more, you know, you see them more. You just see them. People playing more. They get excited. They get inspired. They want to do what they saw. That's the beauty of esports sometimes. Sometimes that's the pain of esports as well.
Yeah, buddy. This corner finally broken, though, by WarmUP. Hopefully they can keep it rolling. Galaxy shuts down one, and it will be the 3-3 finish here on Splitstone. Nobody able to make any market progress, but it is WarmUP all 3 rounds in a row. Slashline certainly in their favor. They just kind of keep it up. They will be your Game 1 victors.
They will be your Game 1 victors.
It's a title not easily stripped once you grab it.
Yeah, once you get that title, opens a lot of doors.
Retire.
Opens a lot of doors. Put it that way.
In 15 seconds.
I'm going to cast from the side of this monitor right here.
Okay.
See how well I can do. Limited vision. You may not notice. You guys at home don't know what I'm doing, but I'm adding a level of difficulty to increase the level my brain is actually focusing and the minutia that I'll be able to describe here. As I think that's Vivian riding that unicorn mount here on the right side. Drogoz firing away. Doesn't have the Hunter's mark on him yet. The Sentry Ward does go out. 9% here on the objective for game over. Looking to zone and continue this pressure, and this is where the Tyra's Hunter's Mark is going to help. But a Combustible Fire Spit shows up on that side, and now Peacekeeper getting in trouble. Oh, big Fire Spit as well. The damage from Combustible ticks away. He's got to have 5 health to his name, but he's still alive, and the shield comes up, and that was a golden opportunity missed by the Dragon.
54% now on the objective. You hate to see it shake out this way. WarmUP, after winning every single objective, this entire game. They're starting to show some cracks here. 78-0, now north of 80. Time and Space rips through the fight, but doesn't find anyone.
And now looking for Destronite. He's got to find it. IQZ has a mission. The Dragon completes it. Although it was a little bit more of the suicide bombers that we saw in some of the earlier wars, this one's not coming home, even though he got the intended job done. 96%, 99 for game over. And it could be game over unless somebody steps on. That's one. Business 2010 going down. That's another. That's another. And your sister and your brother, Ballin' Barry and G.O. take the victory here in game one. Game one victors. That's their title.
You know, Geppetto, he thought he was the master of puppets, but really it was Barry all along.
All along.
Just giving hope so he can take it at the last second.
For I am Ballin' Barry.
Whose map pick was that? That's what I need.
I don't know. Let's find out.
I need to know that.
Let's find out. I wait to hear that. Warm up. So?
You like how we just osmosis to that information out of the air. No one helped us.
Not at all. Definitely not Matt.
Well, they barely win their map. WarmUP hang in there.
Yeah. I mean, they don't win it.
Excuse me, they don't win it.
Yeah, they barely don't win it.
Keeping you on your toes.
They barely don't
That's
win that at
casting
all.
from the side of the monitor there.
You know, my casting definitely stepped up side of the monitor, although my eyes definitely stepped down. That was a strain. I do not recommend. I'm like cross-eyed, like what I'm like it now.
He's blind.
I'm blind. Psychosomatic blindness.
Well, I'll guide you through this draft in that case.
Thank you, my friend.
It's Torvald, Talus, Willow, Drogos, all gone here on Bright Marsh. And if Game Over can just put it away on their map pick, they will be the victors. Not only will be the Game 1 victors, but the Game 2 victors. And even the set victors.
And even the set victors. Man, if only they
3 titles they can get
picked
today.
Victor, then they could be another version of Victor.
The victors. The victors.
The victors that were victors.
Victorious victors.
The victorious victors that were victors in Game 1, now victors in Game 2. Thus the set victors as well. Inara, Grover, Makoa, Vivian, names of champions. Game Over. Khan introduces Leon.
You want to know what would really make it hard to cast?
What?
Saying everyone's champion name backwards.
You mean Odenan for that?
Suckswordnan. Suckswordna.
Odenan rip?
Suckswordna. That's kind of like, it kind of works.
Suckswordna. Nail. Knee. Knock.
Adnan nerf.
Aokam.
Ging.
Yasak. Revorg. Revorg, dude.
Arani.
Arani.
Oakham.
Arani. Oh, Nanroof. That's a good one right there.
Naiviv.
Naiviv, Aokam.
Naiviv.
Arani.
Oakham.
Revorg. And Yasak. Let us know who you think is going to win this one. An accent from all over the world. A little bit of something, a little bit of something else.
This is bad.
Well, you know what? I think it's a good chance.
How do you say Yings?
Ying.
Ni? G-N-I-Y?
Gni.
I feel like that'd be a silent G.
It would be, but we would pronounce it.
It's one of those pronounced silent Gs.
Yes. Yes. Hi, my name's Good.
Listen, I would know. I have a silent G in my last name, and I've been called
Nick
all sorts
Keogh?
of things my whole life.
Nick Keogh.
Name it.
Nick Keogh.
I've been called it.
Nick K-O-G-A.
Keogha. I'm like, where are you getting these Y's, U's, Z-O-H's? I'm like, bruh.
Nick Keogh.
Keogha.
Keogh.
Isoflorix.
Nick Keogh. Is Nick Keogh here?
I just remain silent.
So do you correct them? No, you don't.
I do, actually,
Sometimes.
Yeah. Yep.
Good.
Almost all the time, yeah.
All right. You know what the name everyone they always spelled my name E-V-E-N when I said it.
Really? I don't think I've ever met an Evan with an E.
Oh, of course not. But you know,
is that even a spelling?
It's even. It's the word even, like even or odd. So it always struck me as odd that people would literally write another word that sounds different and say that it's the word I'm saying.
That's not even a name.
But I said Evan. If I said even, then that's what you would be spelling. Oh, yeah, duh. Brain is not woken up yet. You know, Mondays. So what can we do
Yeah,
for you? Yeah, I'm like, I don't
Mondays.
understand. Yeah, Mondays, man. This might be a bigger than a Monday problem. 42% here for game over.
Without any kills.
That's what Peacekeeper is all about.
That's right. It's here to follow the rules. Put everyone at low HP, but never kill them. Don't break your rule. You're like Batman.
You know, no kill game where they just casually walk forward and just like push the payload by like slowly damaging you and you just slowly backing up.
Khan just slowly overpowers everyone back into their spawn.
Just throws them all back, yeah.
Go home.
Oh man, we're getting close to that, aren't we? Oh, he's not gonna get him. Are you kidding? Oh man.
Wow.
Almost didn't get him.
Special.
But finally, you know, sometimes you gotta die to get a kill. Sometimes you gotta do that to start it. A lot of these pro players, I'll tell you one thing, one habit I don't necessarily like. Some pro players do it more than others or less than others. But it is this, I want to stay alive, even though it's 99 and like 2 of us are here and I could touch the point, I'm just going to back off for no reason.
Yeah.
And give it up for sure. That's one of those I'm like, man, you know, give it a try. Give it a try. You're there.
Oof. Galaxy sneaks into the back line. Hands are being thrown, but it's Barry.
Ball and Barry with a Ying double kill? What?
A phenom.
Like, I don't even know how you do that. I'm playing Life Exchange Ying. You can't,
Athleticism.
can't shatter kill here. It's straight auto attacks. Wow. You wonder why we say the things we say about him.
I learned that Ballenberry's a fan of the Detroit Lions when I was looking through Twitter.
Wow. What about the Detroit
Pistons.
Pistons?
Diamondbacks. That's their baseball team, right? Diamondbacks?
The Detroit
Are you-
Dodgers. No, I'm kidding.
Point spawning in 15 seconds.
That's the LA team.
That's the LA team. Hey, we play tonight apparently.
The Dodgers?
Yeah.
The Tigers. Who are the Diamondbacks then?
5.
As you guys can tell, I'm not a baseball guy.
Arizona Diamondbacks, my man.
Duh.
Dude, step it up.
Sorry. Sorry, Barry.
A prerequisite for casting Paladins is extensive baseball
Anyway, the
knowledge.
Lions have beaten both the Patriots and the Packers this season, which is just, it's kind of thematically the same as Ballenberry. No matter the challenge placed in front of him, whether
Listen,
Tom Brady or Aaron Rodgers, he will overcome.
If they beat the Rams, I'll give them best team in the NFL. But you got to go through these Rams, baby. I love how I'm pretending like I care at all about football. I don't. I don't. I'm going to be honest. I don't care. But I like, you know, I like competition, and I will watch any high-level competition, which makes HRX coming up in November 16th through 18th so exciting. The 4 teams who have already qualified for the Console League are going to be there, as well as the best teams in the world fighting for a World Championship. Do not miss it. If Na'Vi repeat, they will be the back-to-back 2018 World Champions, as they already won in January.
So many things that'll just never happen again.
Spunky would be a 3-time winner.
In the same year.
And a back-to-back in the same year.
And they will have just grand slammed. I mean,
It will Grand Slam.
Worlds
They will
in January.
everything except
spring, summer, fall.
Yep.
All the colors of the wind at Navi's fingertips. Big battle shout here as Andrew just continues to throw hands.
Triple kill.
Keeping the peace
HiResExpo.com.
no longer.
Get your tickets if you haven't.
I thought the plug was over.
Nope, still going.
Plug in.
HiResExpo.
Plugging. Plugging.
I forget the
Well, what can I do after?
I forget the HRX after party at Eventbrite. I forget what it is.
I think it's highresafterparty.eventbrite.com.
HRX after party. I think that's what it is.
You know, Matt, I think the only way out of this is to just bring the promo on screen.
Mid-game.
Just bring up the after
Do we have a
party
lower
promo.
third? It would be nice to get the lower third.
I want the full splash
Oh,
screen.
no. Now that is just...
I heard Ballenberry's going to be there.
You know, I wish. And, you know, if you're a console player and you've been involved in the scene, I'll tell you what, some of the best ways to, you know, we get to know some of these PC players and, you know, players who've been around a little more is just by hanging out with them, getting to know their personalities, how they think, what they like, talking shop, Paladins, and, you know, all around. And so coming to LAN, it's probably the most efficient way.
Certainly.
you put a face to a name. There's really no forgetting a person when that happens.
A lot of kills coming through for Red. Finally, WarmUP finding their feet here on Bright Marsh. Came off the back of a beautiful wall and a Ying ultimate that just couldn't do it. The little engine that almost could. It's not a great story that anyone's going to pick up or remember.
No, that is not a.
You got to make it over that mountain.
You got to do it. But luckily, you know, it seems like they're on the route.
15 seconds remaining.
Not a lot of time to make mistakes. They've already made plenty. Hopefully, they've learned from them.
8, 7, 6,
And now 6 seconds left. Overpower from Destronite.
3, 2.
But who will he scoop?
If he will at all. I think he's going to try to not Diddy scoop here.
Now Mako's in some trouble here. Khan gets under the shield, flips up the turtle,
Enemy killing.
and just throws up the shield to try to allow Peacekeeper to finish the kill. But it's IQZ with the counter rotation. Now this just got interesting. This could be a conversion. 2 dead now for nothing. WarmUP finding a way to ignite this offense here down the stretch. Shields and healing coming through. Here's the big whirlwind, trying to keep everyone alive here. The respawns are just about to come through for game over. Fernando, does he immortal this? Does he want to stay alive? No, it looks like game over. They're going to try and get this without ultimates, but ultimates they do not want to spend at all.
It's going to be an interesting one here. I'm not sure.
Do it. Do it.
If they can hold
Oh,
on.
they really don't want to spend ultimates.
Yep.
And they might hold this on either way. I mean, just with the respawns, they're buying enough time. That is surprising. Finally an immortal will come through. They don't want to lose Khan here. They're going to force an Ancient Rage. That's worth it.
I mean, I think that is a good trade for sure. I love how everyone it's just this like standoff, right? You know, you just this Western. You just out 2 guys out in the desert with a pistol, like just holding their hand by their side forever. But instead of it being like a movie, it just takes like 20 minutes before anyone does anything. And you're just like, well, this is boring.
That kind of reminded me of like the Rocky and Apollo Creed fight where they just like all technique is gone. They're not even putting their hands up. They're just taking turns, just hauling off, haymakering each other in the face.
I'm not gonna give up.
Yo, Adrian. Defense point here, 3 for 1.
That could be it.
This could be it, and they save almost every ultimate. They still have Overpower, they still have Enlightenment, they still have a Cursed Arm. A lot of lethality across the board. For game over, Ballenberry's going to charge his ultimate up at record speeds. But does anyone get Overpowered off the map? That's what's tricky about Bright Marsh. It's not an easy angle to play.
It is. Not easy, and hopefully it's not not Androxus, which we saw earlier on, obviously on the side of Khan now, but we had this hilarious Khan just kept, actually his Torvald kept knocking away Androxus on this map, and he just dashed right on back, no problem. That's who I am. Destronite now in a great position to get everything he wants, gets an early kill, turns it into a dub. He's got 2 seconds. Can the shield last? It's Vivian. The answer is no. Business 21-10. It just showed up, Nick. I think it was, you know, just a little bit too late. Now WarmUP ready to get zoned out. Game over. They could close out the set, close out the day, close out your console league here with a victory for Ballenberry and the squad.
But no zoning.
No zoning, you're right. A little hesitancy here. A little hesitancy. Oh,
they miss
man.
Inara. They are collapsing. Galaxy's falling lower and lower. He gets a nice little heal.
Don't dash backwards. Okay.
Dashes towards the objective, has Enlightenment. Nara just barely makes it to the point. Enlightenment is here. This looks like rock solid little defense here. Plenty of ultimates to spend. Galaxy finds the kill with the Enlightenment. And the final team fight of the Console League Fall Split is concluded with a triple kill from Galaxy's Leon.
And what better of a song to come up than the Six Flags theme song? If you guys want to go to Six Flags, make sure to go to highresexpo.com. Get your tickets. You can dance to this one at the after party. That's for sure. It's essentially Six Flags, but inside, you know. You get all those cool things.
You'll certainly be there dancing to it. And,
great stuff.
That's a promise.
That is a promise.
He said that.
That's a promise that Nick made. Guys, thanks so much for being here. Of course, we have Gather Round coming up after this. Let's take a look at the schedule, which, you know, doesn't really have anything to do with the future, but we'll now take a look at the standings as our producer realizes it's all over, buddy. There's no more. But here it is. Here's how it finished off. Elevate, Oni Channers. Top 2, but Elevate will go to land. Onslaught, Cryptic. Onslaught, they got the victory. That last pick.
There's the schedule.
And there's our schedule, just to show how it all transpired today. 2 O's to start off all the early sets. And then these more contested regions had a little bit more. The only 2-1 was actually the Onslaught Cryptic one. And guess what? I guess we have a surprise. It's the High-Res Expo bracket.
Let's look at
that
it.
we've got ready for you all. So let's see. Elevate versus Flashpoint.
Look at that bracket.
And Onslaught versus Vex.
That is a sexy bracket right there.
Look at that sexiness. PS4 fighting off against Xbox. Both regions clashing, North Americans and Europeans, to battle out who will be the team representing their console in the console wars. Good opportunity to see. Those usually are best of 5s, and the finals are best of 7s, and those are some amazing sets. Those have been actually some of the best sets at HRX over the last couple of years, so make sure to tune in. If not, grab your ticket, and of course we've been mentioning that one, but we will be going to Gather Round right after this. Thanks so much for watching, but seriously, don't go anywhere. It's literally just like a couple-minute break. We'll be talking post-game shop at the round table over there. See you in a sec.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to the last PCL post-game gather round for this split. Unless, I guess, we carry the entire set to HRX for the console wars, but I doubt that's going to happen. There might be something
We
akin
could do
to a
like
gather round, but this is at
I'd
least the
love to
last
do
one with the
that.
round
They did
table.
Valencia in they did SPL happen in like a table at a restaurant in Valencia. We could just do that.
We just do that.
Yeah.
That's actually pretty funny.
We'll just record our quick post-game gather round while we're like getting dinner afterward,
Yeah.
sitting in some bar in the middle of downtown Atlanta.
Yeah, maybe. We'll see. No promises.
No promises. Well, I will say a fun fact that I have been given is that we have actually, with that last game being finalized, hit 100 games of the console league being played.
Wow.
So that was a lot of console
100.
games over a lot of
Feels
weeks.
like it.
It does feel like it.
But I'd say there were some ups, some downs. The ups, obviously, for today are going to be Onslaught and Elevate qualifying for their HRX spot.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's an up.
I see why. I mean, 16 games a week, right? I mean, I guess that's
Yeah,
what
I
it
mean,
is. 16
minimum.
times 6 is like, would be,
It's
I
up there.
guess. Up there.
Over 100.
Wow.
It's definitely some math right there, I can guarantee it.
Some math. I think we're right. I think we're right there. We're close.
So are you guys surprised Elevate that they beat Oni-chanas, or like once Swiper gets banned, that's that?
I think that needed to happen because you have, you know, a team that's going to continue now. And that team with Sniper, whether you look a year ahead, you know, but the next year Elevate's going to be a roster. They've been a roster. And, you know, for them to not take that with that opportunity, it felt like destiny, you know, kind of calling to them.
I mean, it's this really weird area where, like, because, like, we were looking at, like, even at the end, like, their set score is tied. Elevate winning means their head-to-head is tied. So, like, I think it was if Oni-channers get, like, that one map, right? That's all they needed to tie the differential. Like, so, it, like, they would run the course down the line of, like, okay, well, you tied this, you tied this, you tied this. Then I think it's, like, a tiebreaker or something. Like, there's a fourth and a fifth option that we never get to because usually the first three are not the same. But it's one of those things that I know, like, some of the players, especially on Oni-channers, like, they might be, like, upset because they're like, man, all we had was 1 week. Swiper gets banned, but I can't think of anyone else whose fault it could be other than, you know, Swiper.
Yeah.
And that's just the way things have to go.
No, that's the way it goes, man. You know, hopefully a good learning lesson for everybody involved, and another good learning lesson as well, I think, for captains and coaches. You know, there's a couple threads going on around coaches and behavior and, you know, what to really do. One of the things you got to do is you have to create a culture where these things don't happen. These things aren't even a thought process in your mind, right? Because you know that as more important things end up being associated with esports in general, greater consequences for things that, you know, don't align with that esport, right? Or the direction of the where that's moving. So, you know, we all know that harassment's not cool or whatever shape or form, and so you got to make sure that nobody on your team is involved in that. If somebody is, you got to step up, be the man, and say, "Hey, man, that ain't cool. We need you, bro."
And I think that
Keep
also
it tight.
a good follow-up is that sometimes it all falls on you. Like, own up to it when you do it. That's, like, probably the best way. I mean, just life advice in
Move
general.
on,
like,
baby. Yeah,
you make a
learn.
mistake, just say, hey, man, I messed up here. I'm going to pick it up.
Yeah.
But, like, as far as things go, like, once Swiper was gone, I started going through the list. I was looking, like, who's actually open, like, who's not on a team, or who's a player here that's going to leave to, like, play on another team. And it just didn't feel like there was that much hope for Oni Changers to find someone that was at that same level that would be
Right.
able to be like a plug-and-play player and
Right.
give them a win.
Right.
He's flexible, man. It's a really tough one to replace if you could.
It's like losing Bugsy.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't even. You know what? It's like. I almost wanted to say it's kind of like really similar to losing Hecate because they draft around him a lot when he's there, and we saw that happen when he was gone. I mean, that there's a totally different team, but Swiper would play Pip, he would play the Victor, he would do all these things that he would like first pick it or second pick or last pick it, and you don't do that. You're not doing that for Richie. Richie's more fitting in, so it was really tough to draft around it.
So we've seen the bracket. We know all 4 teams that are going. We know what the matchups are going to be, which is kind of standard. It's going to be Xbox, PS4, and then winner versus winner. But the one thing I want to know about how you feel about it is just, do you have a team that you think is like right now the strongest, or do you think that this is going to be a much closer competition than the console wars has seen?
I don't know, man. I mean, it's already kind of tightening up, right? Like, NA finally lost one of those back, when Flashpoint was able to take the W. They're a very different team now. I think a lot of these teams in North America are very different teams than they were, and hopefully that does make it a little bit of a closer contest. There are always some good console games, I think, at every console wars tournament we've ever thrown. But I would like to see Flashpoint make another final at least.
Yeah, I think Flashpoint actually, to me, are a real top contender for making finals again. I think Elevate looked good, but I think Flashpoint have a couple more dynamic pieces in Good Lad and in Prosper Logic. I think that those guys also just have a lot of positivity to them as momentum. I think Shu and these guys, I want to see a little bit more of their comical side, their joy a little bit. They don't see that much at LAN, very tactical, and it's cool, it's good. But I think that sometimes when you're in a set like a 5 or a 7 game set, you need somebody who's going to lift your spirits, and I don't know exactly who that is on that squad yet. So I think it's a big growth opportunity. Hopefully Elevate are doing what I think they should. Is, man, we finally got here. It was lucky a little bit. But now that we earned it, this is our chance, boys. Like, we can take it.
I will say, and I'm not going to take this away from what I assume will potentially be the only console segment on Esports Weekly next week. But I'll go ahead and plant the seed just so you can think about it.
Okay.
But I will say, be prepared for what I would assume will be bold predictions of just who do you think would win it all overall? Because I think a lot of these teams, like you said, they've gotten a lot closer. And when it comes down to it, Personally, I would like it to be like an NAEU final. I always love it when it's that way. It's going to be an Xbox PS4 final.
We already know that.
But I just like when it's NAEU because then you get the cultural rivalries as well.
Then we can be NA biased casters for everyone. Then that's perfect. Otherwise, if it's just NA, nobody cares.
NA, nobody cares. Nah. But I have another question, and this one pertains not to the teams going to LAN. This pertains to everyone else because we've talked about it for the PPL, but all of them are going to placement rounds. What do you recommend for these teams that didn't make it, either the teams that were in number 2 or even the teams that are in number 4? Because I feel like a lot of them probably are not going to be able to come back in the same iteration. Either people are going to leave, quit, but for the teams that do stick together, do you have any recommendations for the future?
I think sticking together is my baseline thing. I talked about this with you a little bit, but there's too much flip-flopping in console, I think, because there's too many avenues to take the path of least resistance to qualify for a LAN event. I think the closest thing is probably Flashpoint at this point in terms of like how long they've stuck together. I guess Vex has been together for a really long time as well, but continuing to just improve with the roster that you've got, and maybe that's an ego thing, right? Looking at maybe it's not just the guys on the team, maybe it's the way that we're playing that could be improved rather than just getting new players.
You know, for me, it's more of consistency and taking this seriously. It's a very hard thing to do because a lot of our console players, like I mentioned, are younger. And they're players who are still in high school, and they're players who are still dealing with things of like college and things like that. What do I do? What's my next step? So I expect that to be a natural thing. I mean, that you're only human. You know, you can only do so much. I do hope, though, to see a lot of these familiar faces. I think having these 8 games has helped us to expand our knowledge of a lot of the players who are now, you know, in the console series and the console league, and hopefully now to come still going to be a part of it. You know, that's how we get these stories about you. You know, we start referencing seasons past and things past and results past, and then that builds a really interesting league for, I think, fans and viewers and casters as well.
That actually brings up something that Blake, one of our production guys, was talking to me about it earlier, and he's just like, you know, it's difficult to bring up like KDs for people because, you know, if you have a different name than you had 2 weeks ago, I don't know what
Oh
you
my
had 2
God,
weeks
yes,
ago.
please, wait, yes.
There was one player today who was playing under a different name last week, had been under that name for a few weeks, and was playing under a different name before that. And it's just like, that is one of those things, and like I think all of us can definitely attest to this. If you have a brand, stick to it. Because once your name is known as that,
Yeah.
when you change, everyone forgets who you are. They don't care if that's who you
Absolutely.
used to be. They just, it's like if you're all of a
Yeah.
sudden, like whatever name you change to, you're still pretty hip.
I'm just gonna think of the dumbest, like, what's the dumbest name you guys know of? Like
Gormizer.
Gormizer, or even like think of Tifu, right? That doesn't really even make any sense. No one really knows what that even means, right? We're saying the way it's spelled too. It doesn't it doesn't like roll off the tongue. But because he matters, we know the name. So don't worry about your name being cool and changing it every 5 days just because you want to sound the coolest sounding name. Get a name that is going to matter
Ball and Bear.
because you matter. Ball and Berry is a great name, but not everyone's gonna have that name. But
Yeah.
just pick a name. And you may be the reason we know it, not vice versa. Plus, make it simple, brandable. These are basic things that I think console players need to get better at if they're going to start taking over the internet like we see a lot of these PC players, Got to do it.
And that's also, I think, one of the bigger keys to like getting, if you want to look for an org, you have to be known. And that's like, I think the steps in the right direction, right? And so sticking together, keep your name.
You can't be
keep the same damn name.
KP23985XXX Storm Y25 and be, a household name. It ain't going to happen. You know what I'm saying? That's not how it works.
But yeah, I think there's going to be a lot going on. So console
Baseline.
closed, locked behind us. The teams that are going are
Yes.
going. Any final thoughts for the way this split is gone, the way things are looking to be in the future?
I've enjoyed the league format and getting to see these guys on a more consistent basis, as well as the more heavyweight matchups, right? Instead of having to clash at the phase finals like once a month, you get to see those guys kind of come around a little bit more often, play each other twice a split. I thought it was better.
Overall, I think it was a good split. I'm torn between, I like seeing all the names, but I'm torn between all 8 games and the 4 games that we usually did. Because the 4 games sometimes are these guys kind of earning this notoriety, so to speak.
Yeah.
And then some of the other 4 games sometimes we do, we've seen teams mess around, we've seen teams do different things. And so level of seriousness, level of brandability, I want to see our players start moving into. And then honestly, aside from that, the play I think has gotten tremendously exciting and a lot more varied. I'm learning things from console that I'm not learning from PC or any other thing that I watch or PGS. So really happy with overall their play, and I think it's just small things that'll take them to the next level.
Well, I mean, PCL has now closed out. I think for the rest of the week, you can tune in at 3 p.m. to watch the PPL on Mixer.
Yes.
So pretty much everywhere where you are, just remember this link right now, that camera, this link right now, and that will give you the avenue to watch Paladins for the rest of the week. And Esports Weekly next week, where I'm assuming we'll dive a little bit more into the bracket just to talk about it and look at placement rounds as well for PPL, things like that.
Definitely.
That are going to be very important. But again, for any teams that didn't make it, don't hold out. I'm sure there's going to be a point in time where you
Give
can
up.
showcase your
Don't
talents.
have hope.
Don't give
It's
up.
over.
It's all done.
Forget
No,
about
it's-
everything.
Spend this off
Good
time. I mean,
night.
it's a long time. October into November, guaranteed off. I don't
know
think
what?
we're doing anything
Let's
December or January.
Enjoy
so
your holidays.
Pick it all up. Spend your time relaxing
It's Christmas time.
with your family. It's Christmas
It is
already.
Christmas time.
Go ahead, buy your decorations now.
Yep.
I was actually, this is already going on a tear. But
Yeah, already.
The other day, I was saying we should decorate around here and in the caster booth like Halloween, and it's too late to
For
do
our
it already.
next
and it's not
gather around for
Halloween.
console, let's do it.
So either way,
We got
We'll
a
be-
pumpkin. What do you mean, dog? We're
What do
decorating.
you mean? And hopefully,
I actually didn't know we had that.
we let the king back in business. I miss him.
Oh, there he's been. He's just been behind you
He's
all.
been behind me this whole time.
Dang.
either way, that's going to do it for this gather round, as well as for the console league. We thank everyone who tuned in every week, and if you just tuned in for a couple of the weeks, that's fine too. We appreciate you just the same. But until next time, I guess this is going to be it for the console league and from us here at Skillshots. Thank you.
Bye.